Wow, that's almost professional.
That is almost professional. Who are we? Hey,
Yeah,
I'm Colleen,
and I'm Jack.
and Scott Belvo, can you turn your video off?
Oh, we'll get them. We're shutting them off.
There
There
we
we go.
go. All
I'm
righty.
going to be ruthless, mute and video off on everybody.
There you go. Nice. All right. Welcome. Welcome to Yeat Yeat Don't Tell Me. This is our take on just about every trivia show you've ever seen, but mostly like NPR radio's Wait, Wait, Don't Tell Me. Props to them, right, Jack?
Yeah, absolutely. I think they even sent some scouts in the audience to see how good we are. Either that or trademark lawyers. I can't tell which.
Oh God. Okay. And we got
Yep.
Susan's
Yep.
video's off. Um,
We got them.
all right. Uh, and another video. No, we need to
Yeah.
turn the video
Yeah.
off.
Well, we got them. No, we got them. Don't worry
Okay.
about it. Let's
All
keep on
right.
going.
Okay. So, are we ready to get started, Jack? Or no, you're going to do some housekeeping.
Oh, yeah, I want to share some things. For those of you that haven't been on Zoom, let me give you a kind of a quick tutorial that so that you can behave and do all the right things. The first of all, on the lower left of your screen is an unmute and video button. Keep your videos off and muted. We're going to have audience participation via chat, so you'll open your chat box and you can participate that way. To enhance your viewing experience, you can also, in the upper right of your screen, if you hover over, choose between speaker view or gallery view, or the Hollywood Squares view, as I like to call it, or Brady Bunch view, as some other people call it. So those two things, make sure you've got mute on, video off, and pick gallery view to get the best possible experience. The other thing to keep in mind is, if you don't want to see all these other black boxes, click on the three dots in any of those audience boxes, and you'll get a menu. At the bottom of the menu, it will say hide non-video participants. So, and that way, Colleen and I are really vain,
You'll only
and
see
we
us,
want
right?
you to, yeah, you'll only
All
see
right.
us, which
Okay, cool.
is a good thing. So
Yeah.
that's it from a housekeeping perspective, and
Okay.
Colleen will kind of explain where we go next.
We're going to go right to the questions, aren't we?
Yeah, we're gonna
Yeah.
make this quick. We're only
All
gonna
right.
take a half hour of people's time, if
Exactly.
that.
So we're going to get started with the very first question. And that is, back in 1635, the original settlers called Newbury's third parish, what is now current day Newburyport, what? Sandy Bottom, Waterside, Gillis's Folly, or New Newbury? Wait a second. I think I put an
Oh,
extra new in there.
New, yeah,
Please,
Newbury.
New
Yep.
Newbury. Please select your answer. We'll give you a little bit to do that. Jack, 1635. That's a good long time ago.
Yeah, it is a long time ago, and it's I like these possible answers. They're spread out over multiple time periods. So not only do you have to know the right answer, you have to make sure it's in the right time period. But and don't you're anonymous voting, so go ahead and just vote. Don't worry
Yeah,
about it. This is
don't
not
worry about it.
a test. You're not going to get graded. And we'll talk to you a little bit later about how this is all going to work in terms of self-grading and
That's
things.
right. Yeah, you might want to grab a piece of paper just to keep a chicken scratch of whether you get the answer right or not. But I'm not seeing anybody. Has anyone answered yet?
Yeah, I can see it on my side.
Oh, I'm not seeing it.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, it says, let's see, we got, I think we've got enough answers. We're going to end the polling.
Okay.
And
And
share
yeah,
the results. Oops, I accidentally clicked on it. Sorry, I beat you to it.
no, that's okay, because for some reason mine's not showing any answers. Jack, why don't you walk us through?
Yeah, sure. Looks like three folks said Waterside. One person said Gillis's Folly, and a bunch of other people, four people said New Newbury. Well, that's pretty cool. That's pretty interesting because you would have thought maybe Newbury, but no, the correct answer is Waterside.
Correct.
So
Yes.
yeah, and we're doing we're doing self-scoring, right? This is on the
Yes.
honor system.
So those people with Waterside, give yourself 10 points.
Yep. Keep
Right.
it on a little notepad of paper, and then we'll true up on the honor system at the during periods within the questioning.
All
Cool.
right. All right. Shall we do the next question?
Go for it.
All right. Question 2. All right, Jack, you want to go reader?
Back in 1630.
No, no.
Oh nope. Wait a minute.
The poll just launched. It should be there. Why
Oh,
is this? Are you
it's
not
not
seeing it?
working. No, I'm not seeing it on my end. Let me.
Here, let me try again. That's weird.
Obviously, the inaugural one. Oh, I have to stop share results. Okay, go for it.
All right. So, well, it says it's here. Let me try again. Question 2. Why is this not launching? There we go.
Ah,
Okay.
this salty resident complained about politicians, the clergy, and his wife in a pickle for the knowing ones. So, who is that? Caleb Cushing, Bossy Gillis, Lord Timothy Dexter, or William Lloyd Garrison? Put your questions in now. There's actually 15 people. This is awesome.
I know
And
this is pretty cool.
yeah,
So,
uh,
a pickle for the knowing one.
yeah, right.
Uh, that's a interesting title for a piece,
It almost sounds like, advice for pregnant people.
or maybe for husbands of pregnant
Oh, yeah.
women.
Oh, yeah, that's a possible. Oh, I have never been called a knowing one
Oh,
in
come
my.
on. You're very knowing.
Okay.
Um, see, I'm
Okay, it looks like the answers have kind of stopped coming in,
all right. So
and
let's end the poll and
share results.
okay. And what, Jack, I can't see the results aren't sharing for me. So
I'm doing it here. Yeah, that's kind of interesting. So the sharing poll results, Caleb Cushing. Well, why don't you go ahead and read them in terms of the share results? Can you
I
see it?
can't read it.
Oh,
No.
Caleb Cushing got 1 vote. Bossy Gillis got 2 votes. Lord Timothy Dexter in overwhelmingly with 7 votes, and William Lloyd Garrison is 1 vote. So Lord Timothy Dexter is the right answer. Give yourself how many points if you pick Lord
How about,
Timothy Dexter?
he's worth 10. We'll give 10
Okay.
points for Lord
Okay.
Timothy Dexter. Now
Yep. Give
Dexter,
yourself
he's a
10
character.
points. Oh my gosh. Yeah, he's he I think we've got a few Dexter questions on here, right? So
Right, but
yeah,
he's
this
an
should
interesting fellow. Yes, in fact, almost as interesting as Bossy Gillis, right?
right. Yeah, we've got some Bossy Gillis fans because he keeps getting votes. So this is
Okay.
really cool.
All right, cool. You want to do the next one? I'll get the
Oh,
poll up and you'll have to share it because I am not seeing it. Don't ask me why, but
maybe I have to stop share results and then you can do it.
okay. All right. Let's go with, yep, it came up. All right. So question number 3. Speaking of Timothy Dexter, fortune sell what to the West Indies? Stray cats, wool mittens, warming pans, or all of the above?
Now, these are not products that Newburyport is necessarily known for, right? Now, if it had been rum or trees
Or silver?
or silver, yeah, right.
Yes.
Those
Yep.
would all be things we kind of made a name in, but pretty unusual guy. Warming pans to the Caribbean.
I,
Kind of warm already.
don't know. Do we have,
Wool
how's the
mittens.
voting, how's the answering going?
Let's see. Yeah, it's I think we're coming to a point where everybody who's going to answer has answered. Oh, no, they're
And,
still coming in. They're still coming
okay,
in. Yeah, okay, we can call it between
all right.
so far nobody's voted for stray cats. That's kind of interesting.
All right, so what did we have for responses there?
I'll share results. And overwhelmingly warming pans, 7 out of 11 votes. Wool mittens came in second with 2 votes. What was the
And
right
actually,
answer?
and the answer is all of the above.
All of the above.
Yes.
Yeah, even the cats. He even kept
Yeah.
sending cats down there.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, good. That Dexter. And of course, he also made a lot of money because he managed to be reimbursed for continental dollars. Do I have that right?
Mm-hmm.
He made a
Mm-hmm.
big ton of money there. He also made a lot of money when he accidentally hoarded whalebone and then corsets came into fashion.
You know, there's something to be learned about what Timothy Dexter did with Continental dollars because everybody thought they weren't going to be worth anything, and then the government decided to reimburse it, and he was in the money. We may be entering into a similar economic period, so I'm rereading The Pickle for the Knowing Ones to see if I can get any tips.
And are you going to do like he, when he did the reprint, he put all the punctuation on a single page at the back? So are you going to start peppering the document with commas and exclamation points and periods?
I think that's a great idea.
Well, you
Okay,
need.
let's go. Let's go on to our next question.
All righty.
I just stopped sharing. Go
All
ahead. You
right.
can.
And question 4. Um, all right.
Dex, it's my turn, right?
Yep. Yes.
Okay, good. Dexter's High Street mansion sported how many wooden statues? Now, this is a tough one. They've been easy till now. Dexter's High Street mansion sported how many wooden statues of famous men, including George Washington, Napoleon Bonaparte, Thomas Jefferson, and more?
What do you think, Jack? 20,
Yeah, I don't know.
30,
20, 30,
40, or
40, or
50?
50? It's amazing. I would have guessed like 10 or 15 if you hadn't given me multiple choices, but it just and there's one of them still exists, right? Is that
Yes,
true?
yeah. At the Museum of Old Newbury, we have William Pitt. He's right on the landing, uh, heading up to the second floor. And let's see, that statue is approximately, I just looked at it today. I want to say it's about 4 feet high, maybe. And it sits on a little column, but he had them very high. And any of these numbers seem astronomical to me, but how's the voting going? Do we have answers?
Okay. I think we've got people, everybody who's answered has answered. Let's see. Anyone
All
else want to know? We're going to call it
right, I'm going to end it
okay.
and tell us where we're at, Jack
Share
Santos.
results.
Yes, please.
So we've got 30 people. I mean, yeah, 5 people said 30, 4 people said 40, 1 person said 50, and the correct answer is
40.
40 statues.
40 statues.
Incredible.
Yep.
Wow.
And rumor has it in the middle of the night, he would go around and switch the nameplates just to kind of mess with people's heads.
Now, this is not a big space on High Street. Where did he
No,
put 40 statues of that size?
I don't know, but when you look at that property, yeah, it must have been pretty jammed packed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very cool. Yep, very cool.
All right, so we're at the halfway point. Folks who are playing, can you put in how many you have right so far in the chat box area? And Jack, why don't you tell us a little bit about what our winner is going to get today?
Oh, this is so exciting! Now we're planning on doing this every couple of weeks, and we're gonna have prizes. The prize this week in our little initial pilot version of this is a really good one. You're gonna get a personal tour of the Custom House Maritime Museum where we take you behind the scenes. You can see the collection, you can see the attic, you can see the basement. And in fact, I hear when the Checkaways had that museum and they had a submarine, there's a sub basement with a submarine that we'll get to. No, just kidding. That's not really true. But you will get to see the basement and all the interesting things that aren't necessarily open to the public. And the really exciting thing about the Custom House Maritime Museum, it was actually built in 1835. The building has just gotten a new roof. It's gotten a whole new coat of paint inside, a whole new set of exhibits. I don't think there's been this much change to the exhibits since the time it was open, when the Maritime or the Society was formed back in what, in 1968. So this is pretty exciting. When they reopen, everybody should go see what's been done at the Custom House Maritime Museum. And if you're the winner, you don't have to wait for the reopening. As long as we're socially distanced, I'll be glad to take you anywhere there. So
Well,
it'll be a fun time.
That sounds pretty awesome, Jack. I got to tell you. Well, so I'm looking at the chat, and it looks like we've got a few people duking it out at 3, Julie and Bethany. But there's still plenty of time to go. We still have 4 more questions and then a final question. So it's anyone's game, quite frankly.
Cool.
And with that said, why don't we launch right into the next 4 questions, all right?
Go for it.
All right. Oops. Question number 5. Here we go. All right. Prior to 1842, Oak Hill Cemetery was originally called Old Hill Cemetery, Oak Tree Cemetery, Old Maids Hall, or Over the Hill Cemetery.
We're in expert territory here, Colleen.
Why? Because I'm knocking on death's door? I mean, I'm staring down the single barrel of 60, baby. So it's a little scary. But I got to tell you, Jack, I know where Oak Hill Cemetery is. Quite frankly, any of these could work, right?
They could. No, absolutely. They're all legitimate answers. We're not here to embarrass anybody about their knowledge of Newburyport. Of course, I don't see Glee Woodworth. Glee Woodworth would know this, Cole.
Yes, I'm pretty sure she would.
She's not in the audience. We'll have to have her as a guest at some point. But
how are our votes coming in?
Looks like people are still thinking about it. They're
Okay.
now. I just want to say something.
Tell me.
On the honor system. No looking at the internet. Okay.
It's.
It looks like we got 9 votes. We've been getting 10 or 11 at times. So we're gonna end polling and call it a vote here.
Okay.
And then share results.
All right. What you got?
Okay. Old Hill and Cemetery came in with 3 votes. Oak Tree came in with 4 votes. Old Maids Hall, is that politically correct? Came in at 2. So. And Over the Hill Cemetery, obviously nobody. The correct answer is Old Maids Hall.
That is so correct. Politically incorrect. I can't even fathom it. But yeah, those crazy folks. And I understand that section of the cemetery is still there.
Yeah, it's way in the back as you kind of enter in from the main gate and stay to the left in the fence towards the High Street side. And it's way there's still some really old gravestones.
Cool.
When it was Old Maids Hall. Why it would be called that is way beyond me.
No kidding. All right, let's head on to question 6, right?
Okay, I'll stop share and now it's yours.
Yep. All righty. Okay. Laura, you ready? You got it?
Yeah, I'm on, right? Laura Coombs Hills, 1859 to 1952, the American artist and illustrator, is most well known for her work in what media? Oil paint, watercolors and pastels, miniatures on ivory, or silhouettes?
Laura Coombs Hills. She was a pretty amazing lady.
Very cool. Yeah,
Um,
lived
as a
on
matter of fact,
Washington Street, lived in West Newbury.
and she kind of was doing a cottage industry with her artwork long before there were cottage industries. She was like an Etsy's of the early 1900s. Had incredible talent, and yeah, she's pretty
And
cool.
the price her stuff goes for online is just absolutely incredible. I mean, yeah.
You
So,
tried to acquire something, Mr. Santos.
well, I'm always keeping an eye out for Newburyport memorabilia. But and what's really cool is at the museum, right? There's you got a great collection of those things, right?
Yes, we sure do. And you know what? Speaking of the museum, Laura Coombs Hills was a contemporary of Miss Margaret Cushing. They actually, I think Margaret was 1855 to 1955, and she's the person who left, of course, the museum, well, the Cushing House, to the Museum of Old Newbury back in, I believe, 1955 at her passing. So,
Yeah.
kind of cool that these two powerhouse women were right here in Newburyport, and I don't know, I think it's neat.
Yeah. The thing I get the biggest kick out of at the museum is you can actually see the painting and then see the setting that was painted
Right.
right next to you. Go, whoa, that's so cool. So I think we've got 11 votes. That's
Okay.
awesome.
I'm going to end the poll.
Perfect. I
And
will share the results. I think we got a pattern going here,
I
Colin.
do. I think we do too. So what do we have for answers?
Oil paint, 1 vote. Watercolors, 10. Miniatures, none. And silhouettes, none. And
so all you watercolors and pastels, absolutely, that is the correct answer, and you can give yourself 10 points. But technically, she worked in all these mediums.
She did all of them.
Yeah, and she used to do things like she did calendars, she did note cards, she would paint on pottery. I mean, she was just an incredible and prolific artist.
Wow.
Yep, one of our own.
And one of our own. Yep. World famous.
Exactly. So, Jack, if you can stop sharing results, I'll go in and launch question 7. All right. Federal Street, our beautiful Federal Street, was once known as Duke Street, Prince Street, Queen Street, or King Street. Now, I understand Federal Streets had several names over the years. So,
I think any street that went from what was then Country Road or now High Street to the water was called Away to the Water at one point. But its first real name was Chandler's Lane.
Really?
Do you know what a chandler is?
I do not. Will you tell me?
A chandler is somebody who makes candles or soap. But later, it kind of became more of people who sell a specific thing, like for ships, but I think at the time they probably called it Chandler's Lane. There was somebody on Federal Street that was into soap making and candle making.
Huh?
That
That's
would be
kind
my
of cool.
guess. Yeah.
All right. So we got all our answers in?
Yeah. Well, people are still thinking. Come on,
right.
Could have been there. 8 votes. 9. Ding, ding, ding. 11 votes, and we're going to end the poll.
All righty. And can you share the results for us?
There we go. We got 2 votes for Duke Street, and overwhelmingly 9 votes for King Street, which is the correct answer.
Absolutely. Cool. Let's get right to question number 8.
And the reason it is King Street, it was King Street and now Federal Street, was because of the Revolution. No, King wasn't very popular at that point.
There you go. All right. If you'll stop sharing, and then I will go to the next question. This is question 8. We're going to ask you to put your total correct, counting the first round and this round once it's answered. But Jack, have at it.
Current day Saya Kitchen and Bar, located at 38 State Street, was not home to the Rockfish, the Steakenstein, the U.S. Post Office, or the Little Bookstore?
Saya. I love me a Saya burger, I'll tell you that.
Won't,
The
won't, won't be long. Won't be long. But yeah, and this is history, but even more recent history because the
Well,
Rockfish and the
a lot of
Steakenstein.
our buildings on State and Pleasant have had many incarnations in homes. So I'm not surprised to see some of these answers, but I can remember one of them, but the others, it's a toss up, right?
Okay, I think did we get all our votes? Yeah, let's, people are switching. People are going, oh no, maybe it's this. So it was not home to, okay, let's end polling. Oh, they're still moving around. This
All
was a
right.
tough one. Okay, we'll end polling.
End it? Okay.
Yep, call it.
Hey,
And
share results?
we got one vote for the Rockfish. Nobody for the Steakenstein. I guess everybody remembers the Steakenstein. Huh? The U.S. Post Office got 5 votes as not a place, and the Little Bookstore won it with 7 votes. And the correct answer was?
Oh, I'm sorry. The Little Bookstore, which is now
Sue Little's Bookstore.
Right, and that is, of course, called
Jabberwocky.
Jabberwocky. Yes, one of the best stores we have here in town, I think.
Yeah, she was on State Street, but not at
that location, right?
Right.
Yeah, wasn't she down by Valentine's, I think,
or something like that?
Something like that.
Yeah.
All right.
But
so Jack, we're coming up near the end.
Yep.
We want to try to keep this to a half hour. If you can
stop
that, and I'm just quickly. Someone asked if we could go over the questions real quick. So question 1 was Waterside. The answer was Waterside. Question 2, the answer was Lord Timothy Dexter. 3 was all of the above. 4 was 40. 5 was Old Maids Hall. 6 was Watercolors and Pastels. 7 was King Street. 8 was the Little Bookstore. If you can toss into the chat comments how many you have correct right now, give yourself 10 points for those. And we're going to do the last question while you guys write your stuff in there, okay? Ready?
This is the take it or leave it question.
This is the take it or leave it.
All. You can take it all now.
Exactly.
Go for it.
So here we go. Let's launch. All right. We're going back to the cemetery. Buried in Old Hill Cemetery, Duncan Chase, 1919 to 1980, was a colorful character and always considered the life of the party. He was fond of telling this, so much so that it is featured on his gravestone. And these were, he would say, I hate, I'm a cool cat. And if cats could talk, they wouldn't. So take your best shot, folks.
There's a theme going on here about cats, I
think. Well, I do know that when he would say this around town afterwards, he would give out a big meow afterwards. So, yeah. And how are we doing with...
Okay, the votes are still coming in. We're going to call it in just, yep, looks like everybody who has been voting has voted, so we can end the polling.
Okay. And if you'll share the results, please.
It is I Hate Cats came in with 1 vote. If Cats Could Talk came in with 3 votes. And the correct answer, I'm a cool...
Oh, that's it?
Cool cat.
Yeah.
That's 7
I do want to
votes.
give props. I don't know who she is, but the woman there was a woman, and she's not from Newburyport, but she's the one who said, if cats could talk, they wouldn't. And I do want to give props to Nan Porter.
Wow. Yeah.
That's kind of a funny thing, but cool. So I'm looking at folks anyone Let's see. Did
People are
I
chiming in with how many they've won. They've gone.
Let's see. Oh, wow. It looks like Bethany Duro rather. She's 8 for 8. Did she get number 9 right? The final? I don't know. I haven't said.
Let's. I've got to unmute everybody since we got a small local crowd.
Yep.
Let's see if we can
Unmute all. Want me to do it?
Oh, perfect. Awesome. Okay. Hi, everybody.
Hey.
Hi, Jack.
Jack.
Hello.
Hey, guys.
Hey, Jack.
It's Bethany. Can I say something really quick? I can't count. I did
Yes.
not get 8. I did not get 8 for 8. I got 7 of the 9 total. So I think Julie and I are tied.
No.
Nice. Very nice.
No, I only got 6 right.
No, you got the Duncan one, so you got 7, just like me.
No, I had 50.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. I got 2 of them wrong.
Well, you know what? Actually, doing getting your correct answers is more about bragging rights than anything else. To determine the winner, it's totally by chance, and it doesn't matter whether you've participated or not. We have already selected a number between 1 and 100, and you need to pop it into the, just take a guess, into the chat box, and whoever is closest without going over, Price is Right rules, wins.
Out of 100?
Private tour, 1 and 100, yes.
75.
And this is
I
important.
still get a tour with Jack, right? Come on.
Yeah.
All right, did everybody get their number in?
Screen.
Why do you want to
The rest of
close up there? No, hold on.
All right, it looks like everyone's in. And today's recipient of the private tour with Jack Santos at the House Maritime Museum is Bridgewater State University Development and Alumni. And you know what, Jack? That's a lot of people. We have
That's
about
holy
1,000
moly.
students there. So that should be very interesting. But yeah, I hope everyone enjoyed themselves. And I hope you'll come back and see us in 2 weeks. We'll absolutely promote this on Facebook. And if you want to send us your email, we'll make sure you get invited. But thank you on behalf of the Museum of Old Newbury and, of course,
the Custom House Maritime Museum. Thanks for helping us work out the bugs. This has been great.
Thank you, Bev.
Thanks. So this is the end. I think we're history, right, Jack?
We're history.
Awesome.
Wow, this
See
was
ya.
fun.
Bye.
Everybody.
Bye.